Orcas Island. Is it truly the gem of the San Juans, as it's called, or is there more to living in this coastal community than simply what you see on the surface? Well, between the insane levels of natural beauty and the artsy, tight-knit community, it's one of those places that seems almost too good to be true. But what does life here actually look like beyond the weekend getaway or the glossy vacation photos? Well, that is what we are uncovering today. We are real estate brokers Leah Courage and John Russell with the Courage Group, and I lived on Orcas Island for 6 years, and John grew up on Orcas Island, so we know what we're talking about here. Orcas is unique, and if you're considering making it your home, you will definitely want to watch this video all the way through because we're sharing insider perspective that I guarantee you won't find anywhere else. Let's start with the lay of the land. So Orcas Island is shaped like a horseshoe with deep fjord-like bays that cut into the island and rolling hills rising up in between. At the top center of it all is East Sound, the village that acts as the island's commercial and cultural hub. This is where you'll find most of the restaurants, the coffee shops, the grocery stores, and the galleries. There are cozy bakeries, family-owned cafes, and boutique shops, and during the summer months, it comes alive with visitors strolling the streets and live music drifting from the village green. Living in East Sound means you're close to everything. Walkability is a real perk here, and many full-time residents choose this area for the convenience. But step outside East Sound and the island takes on a completely different personality. On the west side, you'll find Deer Harbor with its marina, its protected coves, and spectacular sunsets. It's a quiet, waterfront-oriented community, perfect if you want boating access and a slower pace. Also on the west side is West Sound, another maritime hub with its own marina and yacht club and a strong sense of community. South of East Sound to the east, you'll find Rosario, famous for the historic Rosario Resort and Spa, and just minutes away from the beautiful and mystical Moran State Park. This part of the island blends resort-style living with access to one of the most incredible natural areas in the region. Head further east and you'll come across Olga and Doe Bay, areas known for their ultra-artistic and bohemian feel, organic farms, and the clothing-optional natural hot springs at the Doe Bay Resort. Life here is off the beaten path, to be sure, and that's exactly the appeal for people who plant themselves out here. Real estate on Orcas reflects all of this diversity. So in East Sound, you'll see charming cottages and newer homes in ultra-walkable neighborhoods. Waterfront properties in places like Deer Harbor and West Sound definitely command top dollar on the island with sweeping views, private docks, and beach access. View homes also, whether they overlook the water, the mountains, or the island's rolling hills, also carry a premium, often coming in just below waterfront pricing, but still highly competitive. Inland, larger lots are pretty common, often forested and private or with some open space like farmland. And while they don't carry the same price tag as waterfront or view properties, they do give you space and privacy. One thing you'll notice is that inventory is fairly limited. Orcas doesn't have sprawling new subdivisions going in year after year, and every single home feels distinct. So when something special hits the market, buyers need to be ready to move quickly. At the same time, it's important to understand that the San Juan Islands are their own unique market. Homes here almost always sit much longer on the market than a comparable property would on the mainland, simply because there are fewer buyers actively shopping at any given time in the islands. So that means patience is definitely a part of the real estate process, whether you're buying or selling on Orcas. Before we keep going, if you're finding this video helpful, please take a second to like it, subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with somebody. It really helps us reach more people who are curious about life in the San Juans, and it makes sure that you don't miss any of our future insider guides. So beyond homes and neighborhoods, let's talk about lifestyle, because this is what draws so many people to Orcas. Life here is deeply connected to nature. Moran State Park, with over 5,000 acres of forest, lakes, and waterfalls, is the heartbeat of outdoor recreation here. Hiking Mount Constitution, the highest point in the San Juans, rewards you with incredible panoramic views of the entire island chain and even the Canadian Gulf Islands on a clear day. The island's shoreline is dotted with kayak launches, whale watching opportunities, and small coves perfect for beachcombing. For boaters, Orcas is a paradise. Marinas and sheltered harbors make it easy to get out on the water. And for those who crave a farm-to-table lifestyle, the island delivers with farmers markets, local CSAs, and restaurants that showcase the island's really incredible agricultural bounty. But there's also a rhythm to life on Orcas that you only understand once you've lived here. Summer is bustling. Tourists arrive by ferry, seasonal homeowners return, and the island is full of energy, festivals, and events. You start to see things shift in April. You'll see Saturday farmers markets in full swing, the Orcas Island Chamber Music Festival, and outdoor concerts at the Village Green, just to name a few examples. Then fall comes, the visitors start to taper off, and the pace slows way down. If you're moving here, it's very important to embrace both sides of that rhythm, the lively summers and the reflective winters. Let's also be real about some of the practicalities of island living. So utilities here aren't like they are on the mainland. Many homes are on wells and septic systems, and you'll want to be familiar with how those work. Heating tends to be electric, propane, or wood, as there's no natural gas. And while internet service has definitely gotten better, not every corner of the island has reliable high-speed internet, so if you work remotely, you'll want to research your options very carefully, as some residents rely primarily on Starlink as their main connection. Families are also going to want to know what it's like raising kids on Orcas, and the truth is, it's both rewarding and it's also unique. One of the biggest benefits is the safety. Orcas is the kind of place where kids can ride their bikes into town, walk to a friend's house, or explore trails without parents having to worry in anywhere near the same way that they would on the mainland. And for many families, that in and of itself is priceless. The island pace is slower and the community looks out for each other, which gives many families real peace of mind. The Orcas Island School District is small, but it is highly regarded, with small class sizes, a strong sense of community, and a vibrant arts program that's deeply supported by residents. Kids grow up surrounded by nature on Orcas, and outdoor activities really truly are woven into everyday life. But raising kids on an island also comes with challenges. So culturally, one of the harder parts of raising kids on Orcas is the limited exposure to new perspectives. For many families, that means being intentional about travel, bringing in outside opportunities, or encouraging their kids to get involved in programs off-island to help broaden their horizons. And while the safety and close-knit feel of Orcas are major benefits, the flip side is that kids grow up in a very small community where everyone knows each other, which can feel limiting for teenagers. For the right families, though, the trade-off is more than worth it. Kids grow up in a place that values creativity, community, connection with nature, all while giving them a sense of independence and freedom that is truly hard to replicate anywhere else. So when it comes to jobs, Orcas has a limited employment base. Most of the year-round jobs are in tourism, hospitality, construction, or in the service industries. Many residents are retirees, second homeowners, or remote workers who bring their income with them. So if you're thinking about making a full-time move, it's worth having your work situation figured out before you arrive, because local opportunities are not nearly as broad as they are on the mainland. Healthcare is another reality check. Orcas has a decent local medical center and urgent care, but for specialized treatments or for hospital care, you'll need to travel to Anacortes, Bellingham, or beyond. For retirees or people with ongoing medical needs, that is something serious to plan around, and it's a real consideration before investing in the island. And then there's transportation. The ferry is a lifeline, and while it's part of the charm, it also means travel requires planning, especially these days. Reservations are highly recommended, and during peak summer months, it can be tough to get a spot if you don't book way ahead. A trip to Costco or Target is not a quick errand on the island. It's usually a full-day adventure all the way to the mainland and back. Another factor many buyers overlook is property maintenance. The salty air, the wet winters and forests, and the occasional windstorms all mean that homes need more upkeep than their counterparts on the mainland. Of course, living on Orcas does come with other challenges, and we would be remiss not to mention them. Power outages also during winter storms aren't uncommon, and like many island communities, infrastructure can sometimes feel kind of stretched. These are the trade-offs of island living, and most residents will tell you that it's definitely worth it, the lifestyle that you gain. But beyond the logistics, there's also the human side of small town life. In our experience, the community on Orcas can be absolutely wonderful, but it can also feel pretty cliquey. And at times, there is more drama than you would expect for a place this beautiful and laid back. When everyone knows everyone, word travels fast, and that can be an adjustment if you're coming from the anonymity of a larger town or city. And I just have to say it, if you're single and ready to mingle and moving to Orcas, all I can say is good luck and Godspeed. So what's the bottom line? Well, living on Orcas isn't just about buying a home. Clearly, it's about buying into a very specific kind of lifestyle. It's about slower mornings, time on the water, kids growing up surrounded by nature, and neighbors who actually know each other. It's about trading convenience for beauty, trading a big city space for community connection also. It's not for everyone, but for the people it is right for, there's nowhere else they would rather be. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this Insider's Guide, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so that you never miss a new video about life in Anacortes, the San Juans, and the North Puget Sound on the whole. And if you're planning on buying or selling a home in the San Juans, we would love to work with you. Our contact information is below, and we would be honored to help you make your next move with confidence. Thank you so much for watching. Keep exploring, and we will see you in the next video.